Hello and welcome to a new episode of the cut content of Counter-Strike. Today we are going to talk about that one SMG from Counter-Strike that's near and dear to all of our hearts. The K&M submachine gun, aka the MP5. Wait, no. We are not talking about the MP5 today, so what are we talking about? Oh yeah, that's right, we are talking about the Schmidt machine pistol. Everyone's favorite pastime from Counter-Strike? See, it was not completely useless. It was used in competitive matches around 18 years ago. Yeah, the TMP, the gun that everyone misses. But ESC, the MP9 is clearly the follow-up product to the Schmidt MP. In late 2001, Steyr sold the patent to Brugger and Tomet, and they reworked the design and sell it as MP9 now. So the TMP has no place in the current lineup, or really ever had a place in CSGO. Well, my good Russian stereotype friend, that's what they want you to think. Yes, the TMP indeed was in CSGO. In fact, it existed alongside the MP9 at some point during the development. Yes, at its very core, it is basically the same weapon, just with a different stock and a silencer. Yet, this is the TMP in CSGO, and it did have its own slot amongst the other weapons. In a recently surfaced development build of Counter-Strike Global Offensive, the TMP model is included. However, there is no longer any code for the weapon, therefore it is impossible to spawn it. But that did not stop us, because in other development builds the TMP and other weapons still reside in the codebase. We were presented with a puzzle of scripts, models, textures and sounds from various pre-release builds. And after cobbling together all we had on the weapon, we can show you what hidden path originally intended for the TMP. They at some point wanted to include the classic TMP into CSGO, but probably around the same time they decided to remove all the silencers from the game, which of course made a return years later after launch. They also started to replace all the CS source guns with more modern equipment. And the CSGO beta builds, where the TMP and the MP9 both exist alongside each other, are a little snippet of this gradual shift. A shift away from Counter-Strike source style to the more modern CSGO style, because we have to remember that Counter-Strike Global Offensive started out as a mere console port of Counter-Strike source. Speaking of a slow development, when looking at the weapon icons from earlier versions of Counter-Strike, we noticed that the suppressor on the TMP is missing. CS 1.6 and subsequent versions of Counter-Strike show the TMP's weapon icon without a suppressor, with the little-known Xbox Counter-Strike forming an exception to the rule. Interesting fact, during the Counter-Strike betas when the TMP was introduced, the gun is shown with a silencer in all icons. So the gun started with a silencer on the gun and in the icons, and after a long period of visual discrepancy arrived at no silencer on the model and icons in 2012. And all the while these are technically different guns, they are still very similar, no need to deny that. So I guess actually this episode is about the lost silencer for everyone's favorite gun. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the cut content of Counter-Strike. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Special thanks goes out to all of our supporters on Patreon, who of course got to see this video first. Thank you very much for your support. If you would like to know what I'm working on besides the videos, such as mapping projects, follow the ESCalation Twitter account. So, see you guys next time. Until then, have a nice day, and as always, goodbye and guten Tag.